Welcome to the Game Changer 00100 show. I'm your host, Game Changer. And today we are going to talk about another movie that's out called Seriously Single. This movie is new, it's on Netflix, and it follows, you got it, like most movies that are about the African American experience, it follows the Black woman or a particular Black woman. But the reason why I decided to cover this one, and particularly with Melody, is because it's African. This movie takes place in South Africa, of all places. So a lot of brothers talk about getting their passport and shit like that. And, basically what they're trying to do is escape the sisterhood. But what's going on right now is the sisterhood is trying to follow you everywhere you go. See, the goal of the sisterhood is to assure that the entire world is like that. That Here, I'm gonna mute you, Melody.
Okay.
All right. Is to assure that the entire world is like that. Why? Because they know that if there is any place in the world where femininity exists, then men will gravitate towards that, particularly Black men. So what they hope for is that everywhere there exists Black women, there exists a sisterhood. Now, I'm old enough to have seen how the sisterhood began here in the US. It was through propaganda pieces. It was basically through the movie industry. The movies that were made for Black women were about celebrating singlehood. And this one is not much different. In fact, it's not different at all. What they're going to do, and this is just like a pre-spoiler to the movie, what they're going to do is they're going to give an overview of the pluses of relationships and the pluses of being single and the minuses of relationships. And at the end of the movie, they're going to, well, let me not spoil the movie entirely, okay? Let's get started. All right, so the first scene of this movie starts off like most movies, or most movies that are in this genre. Typically, if this were a white movie, it would be a rom-com, a romantic comedy. Black people don't do rom-coms, generally speaking, because we don't do romance. So this movie isn't really romantic, or it's just I wouldn't even know how to qualify this movie. But this movie starts off in the office place, and you have a woman that's successful, oh so successful, oh so successful. You have a successful, oh so successful Black woman, right? That's younger. If I had to guess her age by looking at her, I'd probably say she's in her mid to late 20s. And she walks into her company, or the place that she works, like she owns the place. Because in the movie company, every single Black woman owns the place. However, this particular Black woman is not single. Nope. She is with somebody. She is with a man that she's been with for 2.5 months. And she is just in love, oh, so in love with him. So she's telling her boss, because she speaks 2 languages, Zulu and English, as many South African Blacks do. Now, in fact, according to this movie at least, they use the languages interchangeably. Like mid-sentence, they'll say it'll be part English and it'll be part Zulu. According to this movie, that's how they get down, and that's okay. But a white person, who just so happens to be her boss, but he don't act like it. A white person comes in and talks like them. Used a Zulu word, right? And her reaction to this white person saying that was, didn't human resources talk to you about cultural appropriations? So it seems like you called human resources on your boss and you're still working there because that's how the world works. That's how real life works, at least according to this movie. Like both you and him are working together and you are working under him. Now, human resources is kind of like the boss's boss. In fact, if you ever have a woman working under you, she is technically your boss because she can call human resources on anything and get you fired. So you basically have somebody with the ability to fire you working under you. That is modern day. Um, that's the modern day workplace. She could say, you touch me here, you touch me there, you said that, you said this, blah, 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 and your job is in jeopardy depending on the human resources manager who just so happens to also be a black woman or a, alphabet black woman or just something that's not you. This is not going to be a jury of your peers situation ever. So after, threatening her boss, she says, why don't everybody cheer up? It's Valentine's Day. And then she gets a package. Oh, by the way, this is from a black man who's about the same age as her, except he's delivering packages and she is a social media manager and shit like that because black girl magic, at least on the screen, but look up the income. Anyway, so she gets this package and it is a velvet backpack. And this backpack has a bunch of toiletries. It has, everything you need for the bathroom. All of her bathroom goods, all of her feminine products and shit, right? And she's like, oh, great. He's taking me on a exotic vacation to such and such because he loves me so much and I make him so happy. He has taken me on an exotic vacation to such and such. And she signs for the package and she gets excited. She's even putting it on her social media page with all the hearts and shit like that, And everybody's watching. And as it turns out, a bunch of other shit was delivered with it. And guess what? All this other shit is because he is dumping her. On Valentine's Day, he sends all of her shit to her job of all places. Why didn't he send it to her house? I don't know. That's actually where her tampons and shit belong. Why would he send her shit to work? But it's a movie. And the main premise of the movie isn't really that. Now, amongst all of her shit was a interesting item that I noticed in the background. Well, actually, Melody pointed it out to me. Melody, what was in the background of all of her shit? Hello? Melody, I can't hear you. Hello, hello? Well, all right, she's going to come back. What was in the background of all of her shit was a severed human head from a mannequin, of course. And why does she have a white woman's mannequin head in a box that's meant to be of her shit? First of all, let's talk about the fact that she decided it to be oh so clever.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
So,
no.
what was the question?
So the question was, amongst all of her shit, what did she find?
What was in the background at her job?
Yeah.
You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You borged out for a second, but I can hear you.
Are you talking about when I told you that the wig hat was in the back?
Yes. Yes, it was a human hair
Yes.
for a mannequin for a wig. Now, keep in mind that she's been with this guy for 2.5 months. Not only did she feel it fit to move in boxes and boxes of her shit, she feels comfortable to keep her wig mannequin around this dude. Now, I want to point out that she was completely oblivious as to why he broke up with her. When she got the package, she thought, of course, it's a comedy. See, generally speaking, any movie about relationship, any comedy that's about relationships, like something about Mary or Pretty Woman or what's that movie with Julia Roberts and Cameron Diaz, My Best Friend's Wedding. Like normally, shit like that is a romantic comedy, but since black people, due to the sisterhood, can't get romance down, it's just a comedy. It's just funny. It's just real hee haw funny, real ha ha hilarious. So, yeah. Anyway, within a 2 month period, she decided to make this a movie, or excuse me. She decided to move all of her shit in, including her wig head. She felt comfortable enough to do that. And if you wonder why there's no romance in the movies, that's why. Because it's written by women who think shit like this is okay. And they wonder why the guy broke up with them. But we're going to get into why he got with her ass in the first place in a little bit. So, the breakup. And then next scene, they're at the club. You know, the club. They up in the club. Showing some love. They in the club. Now, apparently they were having a pretty decent time. Oh, and she has a friend. But Melly, you want to take this part about the club?
About the club when her and her friend was in there. They were dancing. Her friend is this big fat woman with a blonde wig, a lot older than her. She's about 35.
Mm-hmm.
And she was basically in a club telling her to meet up with guys and fuck them on the
Mm-hmm.
first night. So basically, they was in there just drinking, meeting guys, making out, all this crazy stuff. She was in there telling the guys about her story, about
Oh
her
no, that's a
boyfriend.
later club scene.
Oh, okay.
That's a
Sorry,
later club scene. So
sorry. Yeah,
no worries. Just so y'all know, this movie takes place in three places: their apartment, the club, and her office. That is her life. She circles life through those three places. So in the club, her friend did tell her the first time that she should get some new penis. She should find herself some new penis. Now, her friend has literally went through all of the penis in the club. She actually asked herself, who here haven't I made out with? And she looked around and she seen a guy that she thought, oh, there's a dick I didn't suck yet. But she took a closer look and it turns out that she did. So she's been throughout the entire club. And this is the life that she is promoting for her friend, the cock carousel. So they both get drunk, and the main chick, she goes to the one that's not fat. She goes to the parking lot. She goes to the parking lot to cry about her life, where she meets a Melody. Would you say that the guy was a jawline nigga?
yeah, because he was more handsome than she is pretty. So yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. So yeah, she met with a guy that was handsomer than she was pretty. So they're trying to bring that to South Africa. And they start drinking. And she says, why don't guys ever care about women as much as we care about them? Now that's a very poignant thing. Why? Because this movie is dedicated to flipping that paradigm. You see, most black romantic movies, and I shouldn't even call it romantic, but most black movie about relationships isn't about the two people getting together. That's why these aren't romantic movies. No, these movies are about one person getting the one up on the other person. Like if it's a player movie, it's about, oh, I played her, so I got the one up on her. But most movies aren't about players. If it's another kind of movie, or if it's a movie like this one, it's about women getting a one up on men. So she's not mad about the breakup, more or less. She is mad about the not getting the one up. No, this isn't a Nollywood movie, Zerks, because how can I say this isn't Nigerian for one, but even though this isn't even West African, and Nollywood movies tend to be more religious. You know, that's one thing that's not really my cup of tea, but they tend to be a little bit more religious and a lot less budgeted. So no, this isn't that. Double D, if they're black movies about relationships, then they're not romantic. They're just black relationship movies, like two people relating. I guess Boomerang can be considered romantic, but yeah, I guess that's one that I could think of that's romantic. And maybe we did some romantic shit back in the day, but was Waiting to Exhale romantic? I guess the ones that have black female leads aren't romantic because their goal in life. Well, I'm getting ahead of myself. So she gets with the jawline nigga. They start drinking and talking, and she said that. Well, do you remember that scene, Melody? I'm talking too much.
No, you're fine. You mean when they were in the car in the parking lot and they were
Yeah.
drinking?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and basically, I believe she was just asking him questions like you said, why do women fall in love more than guys and things like that? And then from there, I guess he was like, from there he wanted to go back to his place. Like after they had the conversation in the car and everything. So
And
then he
did,
went, hmm?
and did she go
Yeah, she went back to his place with him
and did the nasty?
and did the nasty. Yep.
Now, why do you think she went back with him to do the nasty?
Well, first of all, he had some game. He had good game.
Wait a minute.
um,
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. He had game. What was he, a Pookie Ray Ray nigga?
no, he was more like a business guy, but he did seem like he had
No, no,
natural
no,
game.
no, 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 no. So he's educated.
He's
He's an educated
educated.
lane.
Yes, correct. Yeah, he was an educated lane. He had
Then
natural
he don't get no
game.
pussy.
You already know about that.
Okay.
I
All right.
mean,
So apparently, this is the one. This is the one educated lame on the planet that gets pussy, fellas. And it's because, like Marco, he's a natural. Okay, let's continue. So, you know, he had charisma, he had game, and um, and anything else? You said he's a handsome dude.
he was a handsome dude. He
Mhm,
took him back to her place. I mean, he took her back to his place. They
mhm.
did the nasty, and they woke up in the morning. You want me to keep going, or you want to stop there?
They woke up in the morning after doing the nasty, and
Mm-hmm.
she prepared herself. She prepared herself to tell, to wake him up. And then the moment he woke up, he realized that he was late for a job thing that he had to do, that he had to go to. Now, keep in mind, she was already fully clothed. She had all of her clothes on because she woke up before he did. And she did the whole mouthwash thing, to prepare herself. And then, he's like, oh shit, I got to catch a flight. He's getting his clothes together. He's trying to get ready as quickly as possible. And then he threw her purse and her belt. He just threw a purse and belt to her. Now, okay, I'm not going to say what a normal person would have done in that situation. But Melody, what would you have done in that situation? You just did the nasty with a guy, and you see that he has to go, so he's giving you your stuff so you can get ready while he's getting ready. What would you do in that case?
Or get ready and leave.
That's what normal people would do, right? That's how a
Hmm.
normal person behaves, right?
Yep.
Okay. What does she do?
She wanted to stay. She didn't want him to leave. She convinced him to give him the key, to give her the key so she can stay. He told her to give it to the security guard, but instead she stayed. And when he got back to the house, she was there
Right.
waiting for him.
So I want y'all to wrap your brains around this. Now, movies like this are written by women for women. This is the type of behavior that they find acceptable. A man is trying to urge you to leave and you shame him. You're like, are you kicking me out? It's like, no, it's not kicking you out. It's politely asking you to leave. Because right now, if I piss you off too much and say, would you please get the fuck out, you will scream R word. So he has to be as polite as possible so she don't do that. And he gives her the keys to his place with all of his worldly possessions inside. Like his graduation photos, his baby photos that his mom gave like one copy of, and she hadn't, seen it in about 30 years and shit. He just left her in the place with all that because it's better than the alternative. Are you kicking me out? It's like, are you not leaving? Why do you want to stay? Why are you staying in this place empty? So to be polite, he gives her the keys and says, leave it with the security guard. And then she says, am I going to see you again? Which is something that you asked for before you fuck. Which is something you asked before you fuck. Am I going to see you again? And of course he says yes. What is he going to say? No, you're never going to see me again. Here's the key to my apartment. Do what you will. What the fuck?
Exactly.
So, as Melody said, she kept the keys and she goes back to the apartment because he was going to come back the next day. So she used the key, goes into the apartment, and she waits there. She waits there with lingerie on, hoping to entice him. But fellas, this is not a good thing. You may think it's a great thing that you come from wherever you come from, a business trip, and there is a naked woman, or excuse me, a woman in lingerie with dinner ready for you. You may think that's a good thing, and you might just want to rip out a fork or rip out your penis and go to work. But you see, if you do that, if you eat anything, if you fuck anything, if you do anything, you are setting a precedent. You are saying that it's okay for you to barge in my motherfucking house at will, as long as you give me some pussy. If you give me some pussy, it's okay. You could come over whenever you like, as long as you give me some pussy. What if he had been bringing home another chick? How awkward would that have been? Now, was this woman a good cook? That question is for you, Melody.
Okay, so when he got back to the apartment, she was in a lingerie. She said she had food cooking for him, and they went in the kitchen, and he saw a chicken box from the chicken store after she pretended to cook it. So, no, she's not a good cook.
Yeah, so she lied about cooking food for him. She orders takeout. So she don't cook. She can't cook. all she offered that he couldn't get himself was pussy. So he was about to kick her out, and she says, oh, my thong is killing me anyway. Like that's an accident. Like she's going to bring attention to her panties. Like, yes, my thong is killing me anyway, so I'm gonna go home. So of course he fucks her, and then she just winds up staying there because this movie started in February. Remember Valentine's Day until April. She's there till April. They do like a whole '80s type montage of them together, and he seemed miserable through the whole thing. Because she was like shaving her armpits while he's taking a shit right in front of him, and he's finding like all kind of strange shit, like that funnel, like that fucking funnel. What the fuck? What the fuck? I'm not gonna even ask Melody what that's about because I don't want to know. There's certain shit that I would just not want to know. I have no idea. I just fucking don't care. I just fucking don't care what the fuck that bitch is doing with a funnel. But get this, the white mannequin head that she had with the last dude.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yes, she bought two of them. She bought two white mannequin heads to this nigga's place or to this brother's place and put it on top of his shit. So fellas, I don't know if any of y'all ever dealt with this. If any of y'all ever dealt with this shit before, but have y'all seen that? Have y'all seen a situation where a bitch felt so comfortable with you that not only does she take off her wig in your presence and put like the fucking Aladdin genie wrap around her head, not only does she, or not Aladdin, but the Jafar wrap around her head, the fucking turban, not only does she feel comfortable doing that, she has it to where she has a white mannequin head that she places the wig on in your fucking room. You wake up and you see your chick with no damn hair on her head and a white mannequin head with your chick's hair on it.
You just place the hair hat right on top of it. Call it a day.
Exactly. Exactly. And they just like lower the wig like Darth Vader inside that thing when he put the helmet on. Like,
And don't forget about the padded bra she had on
and
and
she
all
had
that
a
makeup.
padded bra. Yeah, exactly. She's full of makeup. I mean, she's cute. Like when everything comes together, the makeup, the hair, and the tits. Even though with the pads, it's still like she still got like a 4.0 body. She's a
That
straight
was a
A student.
board.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. But like that pad added like a 2 centimeters of extra tits for her, and she walked around with it. So fellas, sexual encounters like these are always going to be disappointing. You're going to wake up to a chick with far less titties and far less hair and less appealing in the face.
Yep.
And they are selling the fantasy that you will pull the jawline nigga. Keep in mind that he was more handsome than you are pretty without all the shit. That like with the wig on, with the makeup, with the padded bra and all that shit, he was still more handsome than you are pretty and more successful. Um, they're telling these young ladies that you can get this with a wig because if given a choice between a wigged black woman and a wigless white woman in South Africa, the black man is always going to go with the wigged black woman because, solidarity, be one. So, yes. And handsome, successful black men are given that choice, sweetie. So, yeah, best stick with the others. Anyway, um, but in the movie world, this works. You can move in your fucking white severed head and put it on top of your shit, your strange ass funnels, and shave your armpits underneath them. And he will be okay with this because you have a pussy and you don't need anything else. Not when you have a pussy. And if you don't feel the same way, that's because you're not getting any pussy. You
No.
incel, you. Okay, what's the next thing? Because I'm lost. I'm looking it up now.
Okay, after that,
After they
they're
did
in a
the whole montage and everything, yeah.
yeah, they're in an apartment. They're having sex. Oh, they had sex again,
Mhm.
and then it just went to the scene. Trying to think.
Well, they did the sex the first time, and then they were together for like years and decades and shit.
Yeah, it showed like
Or
yeah
like
that
too
they were
much, yeah.
together. Um, and then she started venting to her friend about him, like how she feels and everything.
Hmm.
And you can tell that her friend didn't like it because her friend wanted her to be single with
Hmm.
her, even though she wasn't single, but she wanted her to believe she was single. Um,
That's later too. That's later too. Remember?
that's not
Because remember, her friend was single in the beginning,
right,
but then the manager, the barman,
right. She got with him. So at this time, she wasn't with him yet, correct?
yeah, exactly.
Okay. Yeah, find the scene because it kind of went blank there for me too.
Okay,
Um,
so I found it. I found it. So I'll play it. I'll play the audio of it. Now, the friend, and I use that term loosely, the friend um, had sex with a guy 2 months ago. I forgot to mention that part, right? The friend had sex with a guy 2 months ago. Um, or in on Valentine's Day, she found some guy to fuck the same night that the small one fucked her guy. Except this was a pump and dump. And keep in mind that the friend is the one doing the pump and dumping. She's not getting pumped and dumped. She is pumping and dumping. And this was 2 months ago. So now she's back at the same bar and she runs into the guy who she pumped and dumped. Now let's take a listen at their conversation. Oh, by the way, he works at the bar. Oh, like that. Oh no, I'm not gonna let anything. Seriously? What? Okay, we had sex like a month ago, and you're still treating me like the help. What's up? Oh, don't you work here? Actually, the more you talk, the less I want to have sexual intercourse with you again. Really? Okay, so he says the more you talk, the less I want to have sexual intercourse with you again. And she says, really, and she bends over so he can see her cleavage. When you're fat, that's pretty much all you got. And it's not like a D cup on you shows as much. I mean, like it's a percentage. It's a percentage. Like how much of your entire anatomy is the titties is the question. A big ass woman with big ass titties is not the same thing as a small woman with big titties. Like the tits are small on you because relative to the entirety of your chest and belly, they're small. It's a relativity thing. It's the theory of titty-tivity, is what it is. But she shows off her tits like she's regular woman, ignoring the fact that you're fat. And what does he do? I mean, if you put it like that, put your boobs away. You're torturing Max. No, no, you can't. You can't. Don't look like a bomb over.
GC, I can't really hear it. Turn it up a little bit.
I can't. It's at its maximum. So yeah, I'm gonna just not play it because it's not. So basically, she's referring to the dude as the help and just just down putting him, just all around shitting on this dude, you know. And he is still coming back for more. Now, want to point out that it's been a couple months since he fucked her. I want to point out that she has had so much dick since then that she don't even remember his penis. And he hasn't had any pussy since then, or else he would have known that she is or else he wouldn't have remembered her. That's what I want to say. So he's pussyless and she is just over dicked. That's their situation. But let's go back to the main couple, right? So she tells her friend that, her friend is upset. The fat friend is upset that she hasn't seen her bestie in a long time. Her bestie. And she says, well, she's been spending time with her guy. And she's like, what do you know about this guy? So immediately she starts to hate. No, don't worry about it. I won't play it again. Immediately she starts to hate. What do you know about this guy? And she starts to explain, like, I know this, this, and this. He works a lot. How do you know he's working? He could be with some bitch. Some bitch. And she's like, okay, I'm going to stalk him. Now, I want to point out, and then I'll get a next scene of Melody. I want to point out that a sisterhood chick will always assist you in doing some fuck shit. Like, ask her to help you do something. Matter of fact, ask a sisterhood for a threesome. Ask a sisterhood chick for a threesome. Tell a sisterhood chick, like, something, I want to spice things up. And it would really be nice if, the two of us were to get together and surprise my husband on Valentine's Day and his birthday, because his birthday just so happened to be on Valentine's Day. It would be, and our anniversary is on Valentine's Day and his birthday. So basically, I want to surprise my husband with a anniversary Valentine's birthday gift of a threesome. And you ask your friend and see if she says yes. And if she's sisterhood, she will definitely say no. She would not even hold the motherfucking camera if you wanted to make a sex tape with your husband. She will not do anything to encourage a healthy relationship. But tell her that you want to show up at his office and do random fuck shit, and she's there front and center. So, Melody, you want to take it from there? The next scene?
Sure. So he told her that he was going to have a meeting in a hotel for his job.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, her best friend, the sisterhood chick, was like, okay, well, let's go and see if he's really having a meeting.
Mm-hmm.
So they go to the hotel, they knock on the door, and some guy opened the door naked. They were having like a bachelor party.
Mm-hmm.
So when they walk in, the girl couldn't believe it. Like, she was like, she saw the guy come out and she was like, can you tell her that you're not cheating on me? Can you tell her you're not cheating on me? And then he said, I'm not cheating on you. I'm married. I'm getting
Mm-hmm.
married. So after she said that, after he said that, basically they was walking out. They left the hotel, basically. Did I leave anything out? I'm trying to think.
You were going somewhere. You said that they were walking out, and
Hmm.
then it's like dot dot dot. But what's the dot dot dot?
They were walking out, and can't remember what happened after that.
So basically, they were walking out, and one of the fellas decided to that he was attracted to the fat one.
Oh yeah, right. He was attracted to the fat one, and she walked out. Like, she didn't want to give him her number, so she walked
Mhm.
out.
But not before stealing 3 bottles of champagne. And he says, "Wait, what are you doing?" And she says, "Reparations."
Right.
So a black woman is telling a black man that he owes her reparations. So it ends there. In the next scene, she's at work and she's looking at the guy's Facebook, and she discovers his wife and all the good stuff. Now, apparently, Facebook has a feature, right, that lets you track wherever a person is. Why would a person have that feature on their thing? I don't know. That's weird. It's like, I want you to know where I'm at. I want you to know where I'm at all times. So yeah, it's a comedy because it would be a romantic comedy, but it's black people. So she used Facebook to track him. Oh, by the way, he also sends all of her shit to her job, and she did have two severed heads on top of these boxes as well. So it's a pattern. Like every 2 months, she get broken up on, and they send all of her shit to her job of all places. Anyway, um, so what does she do? She stalks the guy and his wife at lunch or whatever. And you want to take that, or you want me to take it?
Yeah, he stalks the girl and a guy at lunch, and she walks over to them and starts talking. And pretty much the wife already knew about her because I guess
Mm-hmm.
they were in an open relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So when she walked, wait, I'm trying to think. Something else happened before that. Well, basically, he was talking. She was talking to him, and then when she left, the wife knew already knew about her. So um, he promised her that he wouldn't. He's not seeing her anymore. It's all about her now, and basically try to convince her that he's not gonna ever talk to her again.
Mm-hmm.
And you can take it from there.
Yeah. So hold on, I'm looking for the next scene. Give me a second.
It's
Uh,
cloudy, right?
yeah. Well, I mean, because normally when I do a review, it's about shit that I've seen like over and over again.
Exactly.
Oh, so she decides also. The next scene is his wedding scene, and she decides to show up at her ex-boyfriend's wedding. And guess who she gets to show up with her?
Her best friend.
Exactly. Because every time she has a stupid idea, the best friend is there to back it. Like, oh, you're about to do something stupid? You're about to show up at your ex-boyfriend's wedding? I gotta go. You should definitely do that. So they go, they sneak in and pretend to be waiters and waitresses. And then he reads his vows. And right before the preacher says, I now pronounce you husband and wife, she drops her tray of food and everybody looks. Yes, she interrupted the happiest day of both of their lives because of her feelings. I was with them for 2 months, and it started off was supposed to be a one night stand, but I broke into his apartment and wore a thong, and he should be with me because I have a pussy and a thong. She has a pussy and a thong too. Yeah, but my wig is better than hers. And then she storms off after ruining the happiest day of this guy's life and this woman's life. You know,
But that
because
didn't stop them. They still got married.
and they still got married, exactly. So then after that, she's going through the motions, and where does she go? Back to the club. Now, this club scene was interesting. This club scene, she says, "What's wrong with me?" Now, the funny thing is that is always a rhetorical question, and it's always a question that they ask other women, particularly other single women who are on the cock carousel. Because if they were to ask, like, the manosphere, what's wrong with you? Or shout out to Kevin Samuels, he would say, what's wrong with you is the fact that you have on a fucking wig. To start, you have on a wig, you are with guys who are handsomer than you are pretty, which means that he has options of better. And
You're hanging with a hating fat friend.
exactly, your friend is giving you, relationship destructive advice. She follows your bad advice and she deters your good advice, that you give yourself. So she's in this club and she's flirting with guys, and she goes home drunk. Now, by this time, the fat one is making googly eyes at the bartender, who, of course, is not fat because a fat woman getting with a fat man, not in the black community. That's impossible. No, fat women belong with guys, women that don't work out belong with guys that do in the black community because this is Africa. All right. So she does a social media thing, and you want to take it from there?
While they're in a club, right? What part are we on?
Okay, so they leave the club, and the bartender, carries her home. And then after that, she goes into her room and she does a social media post. Eyelashes, you remember?
I'm trying to remember.
Okay, so she's crying. She's crying on Facebook or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And so she's crying on Facebook, and she takes her wig off.
Oh yeah, and her eyelashes. Okay, I'm starting
Exactly.
to remember again.
Exactly. She takes her wigs and her eyelashes off. She's crying, and everybody's seen her without a wig. So she humiliates herself. And the next morning, her bestie, her best friend, comes in, and she has a smile on her face. She says, "Guess what? You are trending on social media." And she's just secretly laughing because she knows that it's not in a good way. She knows that she humiliated herself. And they said, "They are calling you Desperate Bae." They're calling you Desperate Bae. And, she gets so embarrassed. And her friend revels that she is now single, humiliated, and crying and drunk. And her friend revels in it. So then her friend tries to highlight the virtues of single life. You know, going from dick to 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 dick. Now, her friend is older. She's 35, and I think this chick is in her late 20s. So she already knows that it's not all it's cracked up to be. It's not what it's made out to be. But misery loves
Misery loves
company.
company. Yes, I was just about to
Exactly.
say that.
Yeah, yeah, you already know. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they give a toast to singlehood. I'm looking at it on my other computer, by the way. So give me a second. And afterwards, they go back in the club because her friend has convinced her to get back on the cock carousel. You got to get back on that cock carousel. And back on it she gets. And a group of guys walk up, one of which says, "Hey, I know you." Now, this guy is as handsome as she is pretty. This would be a relationship that you would say they are equally yoked. But what does she say? "I'm not interested." And she immediately dismisses the guy. But not before. But then her friend says, "Hey, wait a minute, wait a minute. You guys want here, let me see if I can play it. I hope it's tell me if the volume is too low, right? Hold on.
Okay, this is the part when she asked them to buy them drinks.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Have a good time together and no one expects anything of anyone, okay? Okay, bartender. Sure.
You hear it?
No, no, no,
Yeah,
no,
I
no.
hear it.
Thank you. Yes. I didn't recognize you with the wig on. You're desperate, babe.
So the guy says, "I didn't recognize you with the wig on. You're desperate, babe." By the way, by this
Insane.
time she's got a longer wig. She has the long wig now because she wants to feel like she has longer hair or something. I don't know. Like, why not just wear a wig anyway? But why wear a wig? You're in your fucking 20s and you have a wig on.
Right.
But her fat friend, proposes that You guys continue to buy us drink, and we aren't obligated to sleep with you. And these guys said okay to that. And then they danced and partied and not fucked any of the guys and went home. Because that is the benefit. You see, here's the thing: the club is a feeding ground for a woman's ego. Is where they go to feed their ego. Now they go online as well as the club, but when they want their ego fed face to face, they put their best wig on and best makeup and pad their bras, and they go to the club and they shoot down guys that they should be fucking. And then after a while, that gets old, and it gets old because people just tend to stop going to places where the guys tend to just stop going to places where they're chronically getting shot down. Like there's no net benefit for it, so it just gets like less and less guys. And since the guys are the ones actually paying for stuff, then the clubs just shut down. That's how it almost always worked. And I want to also point out that the friend is drinking. The fat friend is drinking because the guys are interested in the slim friend.
I think that's the only reason why she hangs out with the younger slim chick, so she can get all the men.
Exactly. She's basically capitalizing off of her pussy.
Hmm.
And the slim chick is with the fat chick because she is capitalizing off of her being less attractive. She looks hotter standing next to her. It's codependence. They are dependent on each other. So they do the party thing, and the next scene, the fat friend is outside taking the trash out. And what does she decide to wear taking the trash out?
A sweater, or like one of those covers covering
Mhm.
her, and she had like a hat on, a winter hat,
So she has
instead
a
of her
winter
wig.
hat, and she's naked with a blanket around her. So not only is she getting trash juice on her blanket that she sleeps in, and she's taking her blanket outside, like with all the air and dust and rubbing it on the ground that people spit on. Like, not only are you doing that, um, why didn't you put on some fucking clothes and then take the trash out? Like, is taking the trash out such a pressing concern that you had to do it naked? You was
Right.
standing there naked and you put a hat on and wrapped yourself with a blanket. Really?
Why couldn't she just put her hair hat on?
No,
I
yeah,
mean, all she had to do was just throw it right on.
yeah. Well, they want to send a message, and that message is that men will take you at your worst. That black men will take you at your worst. You can be, wrapped in a blanket with a fucking winter cap on, no hair underneath, fat as hell, and a black man will what's going on, Liam? And a black man will embrace you. Oh, while taking out garbage, because there's nothing sexier than a woman with a bunch of garbage in her hand. And black men will literally take a garbage woman, a fat garbage woman. Keep in mind that this dude isn't out of shape. And Melody, you can tell better than I. Is he more handsome than she is pretty?
He's more handsome than she is pretty, and
Yeah,
more slimmer than she is fat. Well, more, yeah.
yeah, exactly. So, where was I? Oh, okay. So the next scene, she shows up to work with a hangover and the glasses. And you want to take it from there, or do you remember that scene?
I kind of remember it. She comes in with the hangover,
Mm-hmm.
and as she's talking to her boss, she throws up all over, I think, the client that she threw up on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then she went in there and sat down and take it from there. I forgot what happened after that.
Mm-hmm. Oh God, Jessica N is here. Okay, Jessica. But we black men embracing big women from other races at all time. I don't condone that shit either. But once you separate a man from any standards, why would you expect him to still maintain racial ones? You see, here's the thing. Y'all did a very clever job of convincing men, black men, that pussy is pussy. But y'all forgot that other races of women have pussies too. You forgot about that. That pussies exist on other races of women. So the whole pussy is pussy thing, yeah, you've instilled that in the black men successfully. But, what you found yourself in a position or in a situation. You have one group of women who's fat with a wig on, and you have another group of women who's fat without a wig. You still lose. You just lost to their lease. What's transparent? What do you need to be transparent? All right, moving on. So the guy shoots his shot again. Keep in mind that this is like the third time that he got rejected after getting the pussy initially. This is like the third time. Oh, hold on, Zerks the first. I appreciate you. You say break it down. Hold on. You said break it down, GC. I appreciate you, brother. So where was I?
Well, we were talking about the scene when she went to work and she threw up everywhere.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
trying to remember what happened after that.
Oh, so she was drunk. She threw up on the client's shoes. Now, keep in mind, most people get fired for shit like that, but she is a black girl rock. And young black girls, if you get your education, you'll just be so the shit that you could just go around throwing. You could show up to work drunk and throw up on a client, and you'll still have a job. Shit. Because you're the shit.
Strong, independent black woman.
Exactly. See, here's the thing. What they're trying to instill into young ladies is that if you sacrifice career for relationship, you might not get the relationship, but you'll get the career. What they don't tell you is that when you sacrifice career for relationship, you might not even get the career. And that part will kill your fucking soul to figure out. Hold on, let me see. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. What they don't tell you is that you might not even get the career. I mean, have y'all ever seen a person who is, let's say, 30 or 40? I'm a woman who's 30 or 40 and not very successful, and she don't have a relationship?
Plenty of them.
Yeah, exactly. These are the ones that thought that all they had to do was go to Heald Business College and they will take, society by storm.
That's the majority of the black community.
Yeah, exactly. But in real life, it doesn't work that way, because in real life, you graduate at the same time as, a bunch of other Healds. Oh, by the way, Heald was a college. It's now out of business. It declared bankruptcy and it's no longer. But it was one of those, like when you're watching those commercials during the day, and it's like, you should come and get a business degree. Like, business is, oh God. Anyway, but they graduate hundreds of girls like that, and there's only one job. And girls, they went there and they would leave like with $60,000 in debt. And I fucked one who worked at Payless Shoes, and she had all that debt because there are like girls like you and one job. Like there's hundreds in any given city. And they're going to graduate a new class next year or next semester. And then next semester and the semester after that. So, but if you listen to these movies, if you focus on your career and you get your master's in African American studies, you'll just be the shit, to where your boss that you just threatened with HR, with human resources, will let you get away with throwing up on a client's shoe. So and then she walks away, and they rescheduled, because you just schedule your life around the drunk black woman. So because this isn't the only place, basically the way the clients work is they go from business to business to determine who's the best suited. She's in marketing or advertising, so she whoever is the best suited for advertisement is the one that they go to. Holy shit, Smooth! Your son's mom got a master's in African American studies. Now, does she work for like Google in the African American Studies department, or does she work for Amazon in the African American Studies department? Oh no, 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 no. She worked for Tesla in the African American Studies department, right? Like, I'm telling you, it kills me. So basically, instead of for spending the age of 18 to 22, which is her undergrad, and then 22 to 24, her graduate degree, instead, so basically, and these are the only ages that Marco will fuck a bitch. So instead of her spending her prime years, her 18 to 24-year-old years, mastering sucking your dick, she got her master's in African American studies. How come she couldn't like get her master's in sucking your African American dick? How about that? She works for a college. Is she a professor there? Is she a tenured professor? Please tell me if she is. But that's what they do. And they sacrifice their best years for this. I mean, they have like all the options in the world. They could lock it down with anybody. But instead they have 2 degrees, a minor in African American studies and a master's. Yep, a program director. Now, people might think that that is prestigious because it has the word director in it. When you think of director, you think of something like, oh, this is a director. They're the ones at the symphony, or at the opera that's moving the wand around, and then the cello's cello and the harp's harp and shit like that. That's the director. Or no, that's choreographer. My bad. But a director is like the one behind the camera telling everybody what to do. Like, you stunt man, you do that. You hit a backflip. You leading lady, you show some more tits because he's a director. That's what you think of when you think of a director, right? But what a director, a program director is, and correct me if I'm wrong, Smooth, it is a person that creates activities for a group of people. They plan the field, they plan the field trips and shit, and for kids, or in this case, college students, they do shit like that. It's a fancy title for, assistant instructor. You are assisting the instructor. Now, I'm pretty sure, and I'm gonna get out of there. I won't even talk about her. Trust me, I've seen the story 100 times. So I won't even tell her story. I'll just tell the story that I heard 100 times. They went to university and they like, I am going to get my master's, my big master's. And then if somebody come to me, I'm going to say, nigga, you ain't got your master's. You just a police officer. You're just a firefighter. You're just a what's that one dude that made a grip? And it was a job I never heard of. So he's like a technician on those windmills. He's a technician on those windmills that gives you power. At least here in California, we have. If you go to like a outback place, you'll start to see where they wind farm places, and the wind does it, and it sends it to the transmitter, and then they get electricity that way. So it's like a clean energy thing. So every now and again, one breaks down, and he climbs up and fix it, and he gets paid like like damn near 250 a year, but he don't have a degree. So these Afro-American studies chicks would be like, you ain't got no degree? Bitch, I make 5 times what you make. I got my master's. I'm an educated woman. I got my master's. So she went in thinking that she was going to be a tenured professor at a major university, teaching others Afro-American studies. I'm willing to bet a half of an inch, a quarter of an inch, an eighth of an inch of penis that's what she expected to do. So she had dreams of doing that. And then she graduated with her master's with her tits out. Like, I am the shit. I am the shit. And then she went to Harvard and said, smacked her degree on the table and say, give me job. And then he just took her master's and threw it on a pile of a bunch of other bitches' degrees. And it happened at each and every single university she went to. Why? Because she didn't realize, like, just like there was 200 people graduating alongside of you, and there's only like maybe 150 universities in all of California, all of which is graduating 200 people, that there are more people with masters than there are tenured professors. And on top of that, guess what? The tenured professors are not going anywhere. Why? Because it's tenured. That is a job for life. You are waiting in line behind tens of thousands of people with the exact same degree as you for somebody to die. You are waiting for somebody to die and a job opens up. And then when that person dies and the job opens up, you line up with 20,000 other people with an African American Studies master's. And you know who they're going to give the job to? The one with the PhD. Oh my God. Yes, I heard that story a million times before. Ladies, if you sacrifice family for success, sometimes you wind up with neither. You very rarely wind up with both. All right, let's continue. I don't fell off the track of the movie. All right, so
The last place we left off was when she went to work and she threw up on his shoes.
okay, yeah. So she went to work. She threw up on his shoes because that's what actually happens when you get a master. You just anyway. Okay, and she got suspended. So she gets suspended, and she goes to her friend's work. She goes to her friend's. She goes to her friend's job, and um, the job says, or oh no, my bad. She goes to her friend's job, and what happened? You can take it from there.
She goes to the friend's job, and the guy who she was dating, who ended up getting married, was there.
Yeah,
Right? I'm gonna write.
yeah,
Okay.
you're right.
Yeah. Okay. He was there, and it's so cloudy. I don't know why.
So
He was
no worries, no worries. I mean, if I
okay.
wasn't looking at it on Netflix, like scrolling through and like looking when the scenes was, so he was there, and oh, by the way, because it was Tuesday, the fat chick, she wore her blonde wig.
Oh
She
yeah, she
wore her,
had different colors for different days.
exactly. So she wore a blonde wig that day. Oh, I appreciate the super chat, Melly.
No problem.
She wore her blonde wig that day, and she is the accountant for this guy. Because that's how it works in real life, right? Like you just become you need an accountant. By the way, how often do people really need to visit their fucking accountant? Like I only go like during tax season or some shit. And this is October. Now this is a different country, so maybe they do shit different. But and you really don't have to visit them, unless there's really something that you have to discuss with them. And I doubt that was the case. So he's visiting the fat friend, and she's like, what are you doing here? And they have like this awkward exchange, this awkward back and forth, right? And they both say their goodbyes, and that is that. And then the next scene is back in the club.
They stayed in the club. Like,
Exactly. This is them. I'm telling you, ladies, young ladies, Double D, Jessica, listen. If you think the club is if you think single life is all that's is cracked up to be, then try it. Try it. Actually, y'all have. So it's not what it seems. I know they make it seem like every day is your fucking birthday. The free drinks, the free penis, the free club and shit like that. That shit gets old real quick, and you find yourself miserable real quick. And what do? They try to encourage other chicks to be single club bitches too.
mm-hmm.
Dave Chappelle did a skit on it. It was when he was talking about, how they make the club seem fun on TV, but in real life, this is what it's like.
Yeah.
That's what it's like. Yeah, they are, but they are there regularly. Regularly. Now this is TV club, so it's always more packed, than real ones. But in TV, the club is jumping because this is a black woman movie. Anyway, so they're in the club, and who's there? The bartender that works at the club that this fat chick goes to all the time. And he's there once again trying to seduce the fat chick because he has oh so much game. Oh, so much game. So, after trying to fuck a fat bitch for months on end. By the way, just so y'all know, chicks who are on the cock carousel, it's really like a thirst gauge. They just put it out there, and whoever comes back and beg for more is thirsty. You know that you don't have to compete with anybody for him. He's been begging her fat ass for her pussy again for months. She was the last person he fucked on Valentine's Day, which means he didn't have pussy lined up on Valentine's Day.
You know what's crazy?
What's up?
I'm sorry.
Go for it.
You know what's crazy to me? In real life, if somebody worked in a club, they would be getting pussy all the time, especially if they're not ugly.
They should be, right?
Exactly. So why is he chasing a fat wig-headed chick? That's what I don't understand.
I don't know. Maybe he has bad game.
Seriously.
Yeah. But so he chases her again, and this time he literally sings and dances for her because it's karaoke night. So he does his little dance, hoping to impress the fat chick, and it does. Every day of begging brings him closer and closer to the pussy. Now it's October now, by the way, because they show like the date and time of the movie. So it's October. He last fucked her in February. So it's been what, 8 months? 8 months, and he's still begging for that pussy. It's the last pussy he had in 8 months. And guess what he's doing right now? Because he works at the club. He's probably calling somebody else an incel because he fucked her fat ass in February and been begging ever since. Oh, and he's calling this begging process game. He thinks that this begging process is game. And I guess it is.
It's really simping. I would call it simping, the way he went about it.
Are the two mutually exclusive? Oh, and while this is going on, the slim one, now keep in mind her only virtue is slimness. She looks good next to her friend. Like she's just like regular. She's just regular. She's like inexpensive gasoline. Well, it's expensive because it's California. Man, I just got back from Texas. Gas is like one something there. I was like, what the fuck? Anyway,
Yeah, same here in Jersey.
yeah, so I think California is just like a fucking expensive ass gas place because it's always like high twos or low threes.
Damn.
Yeah. But so the skinny one, right? So she's out trying to put another cock on her carousel. And she spills some food on her chest while she's talking about herself. You want to take it from there?
Yeah, let me see. They're in a club. She spilled the food on herself.
Mm-hmm.
Um, trying. It was so many club scenes. I'm trying to I'm trying to remember which one this was.
Yeah, yeah, I
Was
know.
this the one when this is not the one when the married guy came, is it?
No, this is the one where she spilled the food on her chest and he reached over to get it off.
Oh, okay, yeah. So they're sitting there and he reached over to get it
Mhm.
off and then she slapped him.
Yes.
She
And
slapped him
yeah, and broke his nose
and
because
broke his nose. All
she could
because
have
he
just
tried to
pushed
get
it.
huh?
Yeah. No, she could have just pushed his hand away.
Exactly. But she wanted to slap him. By the way,
Right.
this lady was very violent. That's not the first time she hit a man in this movie.
Exactly. Exactly. It's not the last time. Yeah.
And it's not the last time. So she slaps him and then she runs off and she tries to get her friend to leave.
Mm-hmm.
And, her friend was having a good time with her boyfriend, the one I was singing the karaoke to her.
Mm-hmm.
And they ended up running out the door. Trying to
Exactly.
think. Yeah.
Exactly. And that is how the night ended for them. All right. So let's see. Her friend tells her again how great being single is. And ah, um, hold on. I think I missed something. Oh, she tells her friend that she wants to move out. She tells her friend that it's time for her to move out of her apartment. Now, keep in mind that this is a extremely successful young black woman, but she has a roommate. But now she says it's time for me to move out. After she got written up for coming to work drunk and throwing up on her guy's shoes. This woman feels so secure in life because life has been handed to her that she just feels completely comfortable going out on her own and paying more in rent, even though she's probably going to get fired soon. So she does that, and then let's see. And she tells her friend that she's going to start online dating. So, in the middle of the meeting that she had with her boss, the person that she called HR on, this is the person who can fire her. What does she do? She checks her Tinder account right in the middle of the meeting. That wasn't a meeting with like a bunch of people. And, like he couldn't see what was going on because it's a bunch of people. No, this is a one-on-one meeting when he's telling her about the last bullshit that she did, that she almost got fired for. And then she's going to answer her Tinder profile right in front of him and scream, "Yes, I got a match." And society, because of affirmative action, tolerates shit like that.
That was wild.
That is what they're telling these young girls. Just focus on your career and work is like that. Work is a place that you just go with your wig on, you talk crap to white people and you throw up on black people and you do whatever the fuck you want. You just do whatever it is you want. And you answer your Tinder profiles in the middle of a meeting with your boss. You're like, "Oh, somebody got me. We matched." And it's okay because you're the shit. You got your master's in Afro American studies. Oh shit. But then they find out that life doesn't work that way. Oh shit. It's not the movie, sweetie. Oh shit. Anyway, where was so they do like a montage of guys that she's dating, that she meets on Tinder, right? So she meets this first guy, once again, also more handsome than she is pretty, and she's like, okay, let me get with this guy, and then he smiles. Now, what happened when he smiled? When he smiled,
Oh my God. When he can you hear me?
yeah.
Yeah, when he smiled, he had this gold tooth right in the front.
Oh, so he had a grill
He had a
or a
grill,
partial
just
grill.
one.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, just one. And then she turned him down.
Nuh-uh. Nuh-uh. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Pookie and Ray Ray get all the pussy.
That's what I thought.
What the fuck? Pookie and Ray Ray get all the pussy. You mean to tell me that she turned a nigga down the moment he showed like a hint of Pookie?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Now, everybody knows that Pookie and Ray Ray gets all the pussy, right? Everybody knows this. So there was really only one Pookie Ray Ray type in this movie. Surely he's getting all the pussy. Okay. Oh, maybe. So what about the other guy? The first guy that she gave pussy to on the first night? He had to have been a Pookie Ray Ray, right?
No, he wasn't a Pookie Ray Ray.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. You're telling me that this woman who's not fat, who has all her teeth, is giving pussy to guys who are not Pookie Ray Ray, and she is turning down guys with a gold tooth?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. Well, what about the next guy? Let's see.
Wasn't the next guy the guy with the gold chain?
Oh, yes, yes. He had a gold chain, a red bandana because,
Mm.
he's like the only blood in South Africa. And yeah, and she, whose name is, oh, yeah, yeah. But wait a minute. This guy has game, though. This guy has game. Let's take a look.
You're gonna be all over this.
Yes. Basically, he said, "Is your father's name Oliver?" And she said, "No." To which he, "No, why?" And he said, "Because you're going to be all over this dick."
That was mode one.
Endgame.
Endgame mixed together.
Exactly. But he didn't get it either. But that's what the ladies want. But that's probably because this is South Africa. Like they get it here. You know. Anyway, let's see. So one guy was bisexual and he had another guy on a leash,
Oh
and
yeah.
that is single life. Now, while this is going on, she is the fat friend is getting closer to this guy who was begging for the pussy since February, and it's now October. He's been begging all this time. So she's at the nightclub that she always go to, that he works at, helping him clean up or watching him and talking to him as he cleans up. And then comes to find out that he's there's more to him than that. He actually went to law school. He went to law school and quit to become a bartender, to make a long story short, because he said, my father wanted me to be a bartender. Or, excuse me, my father wanted me to be a lawyer. I wanted to be something else. So if I'm to understand this story properly, he quit his bartending job because he didn't want to be an educated lame. And then he got a job where there is nothing but pussy every night. You know, he manages a bar. There's pussy every night. So he's like, I'm not lame. I'm gonna work at the bar. I'm gonna work at the bar. That's where the bitches be, and they all want to get at the barman. And then he finds himself begging for a fat bitch for months on end. Why? Because you had sex once this year in February, and it's October. And you're going back to your last source of pussy, which means that each and every single woman who walks in that bar and out of that bar without you is a rejection. But I work in the club. And they're like, yeah, we know. Now, not only did he, this is his situation with the fat chick, she also fucked him last. Remember, she's on a carousel. And she fucked all the guys in the bar. Literally, she fucked all the guys in the bar. No, he quit law school. He quit law school to, because he didn't believe CJ King when CJ King said, I am the prize. He's one of those, education don't mean shit. Education is not going to get you pussy. You got to go to where the pussy at and spit game. And here he is, spitting game to the only bitch that fucked him in 2019, over and over again for months. My father wanted me to be a lawyer, but he's a square. He's a square. He's lame. I'm not going to be a lawyer. I'm going to be a barkeep. And I'm going to work with all the bitches. And once they see my shoes, they're going to fuck me.
Now that's game.
Now that's game, exactly. So after, months and months of chipping away at this fat bitch, God, I can't believe this man's life. After months and months of doing that, he takes her bowling, romances her some more, and then she finally sneaks him in and gives him some pussy. So congratulations, you fucked twice in 2019. Congratulations. Aren't you so happy that you weren't an educated thing? Aren't you so happy that you didn't become an educated lame? Like the other guy in the movie, the guy who was fucking the more attractive woman, the guy who was fucking the more attractive woman while married, and his wife forgave him because he is the prize and his wife knows it. That guy. And he fucked a stripper on his bachelor party. You don't want to be that guy because he's lame. He's lame. You don't want to be that lame ass nigga. But what do I know? It's not my life decision. By the way, I wonder if this fat chick is what's considered to be a starter. Something? I'm not going to go there.
Yeah, get out of there. Don't go there.
I'll get out of there. All right. Where I will go, however, is so they went to the bowling alley. Let's see. Oh, and then the slimmer one, she goes to rent another apartment, right?
Mm-hmm.
And of course, she's putting it on social media. I stopped. But no, she put her process of renting the apartment on social media. And then guess who shows up? The jawline nigga. the one.
Her
Anyway,
ex.
yeah, her
Yeah.
ex, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
The one that was fucking her while engaged to another chick, dropped her, married the other chick, but and continued to fuck his wife like regular. Wow. All this time, keep in mind that all this time, like during the countless pussies that the one guy was fucking, the bartender wasn't fucking any at all whatsoever. All right, so um, where was so they meet in the apartment and she just had some choice words, how dare you, and blah 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 blah, and then she slapped him, which was very weird. It was very weird that she slapped him because um what was it? What was she's seen him before. She didn't slap him at her friend's job when she seen him down there. Everything was okay.
Yeah, that was weird. I was wondering why she did that.
Like, why would she slap him now? She's seen him before. Like, like more time has passed. But I guess she felt bad being single now because she realized how difficult it is and she took it out on him.
Good point.
Yeah. So that happened and that ended that scene. Now the scene after that, so by the way, the barkeep started fucking. I already mentioned that. So
Mm-hmm.
the scene after that, oh, the mother, the mother of this slim chick appears, right? And listen to what she has to say. Oh, her voice is too deep.
Yeah, it's too low.
Yeah, exactly. But basically, her mother doesn't like the fat friend. Her mother realizes that the fat friend is going to make sure that the daughter is single and assure that she never has grandbabies. So, yeah, exactly, because bad writers. Um, that's why she just got re mad and slapped him the second time she's seen him, not the first. Anyway, um, so the mother is telling her the importance of marriage and family. And the friend is, of course, trying to discourage all of that. What's going on, MLT? And of course, her friend is trying to discourage all of that because her friend is part of the sisterhood. Now, her mother actually gives a shit about her. Now, keep in mind that the mother was also single, but she's not glorifying it. She's like, look, I've been single my whole life and it's fucked up and I don't want that for you. She's telling her daughter this, but do you think she'll listen to the mother or the friend? Well, let's watch more of the movie. Now, the next scene is strange as fuck. She's on a lunch meeting with guess who? You want to take it?
Yeah. We're talking about the slim chick, right?
Yeah, the slim chick.
Yeah, so she was on a lunch meeting with her ex, right?
Exactly. The guy that would be married or the guy that's married and the guy that she slapped. Yeah.
Exactly.
On the lunch date with him. Oh no, the mother. Keep in mind that each and every single black woman with a speaking part in this movie had a wig on. Each and every single one. Like that's the fashion. That's the international fashion for many black women. It's a fucking wig. They like to maintain a hairstyle, like a lot of these black women are going for the cancer look. They're going for that, I want to look like I got cancer. Or I want to look like a 90-year-old woman type deal. I want to look like a 90-year-old woman without a church hat. No, they don't.
And they weren't even nice wigs. They were like the cheap, horrible looking wigs.
I do not know. I do not even like try to decipher between. I don't look at a woman's wig and say, I wonder how much she spent on that. I just look and say, it's a fucking wig. Like that's I mean, like to decipher between that is trying to like pick ramen noodle packets. It's like trying to pick ramen noodle flavor packets It's like, come on, really? It's ramen fucking noodles. It's not meant to be delicious. You're trying to pick out what's less shitty. Like, ooh, today I'm gonna do the chicken flavor pack. Like
And
this is the good ramen noodles. That's what you sound like when you're trying to pick through wigs.
but not only were they cheap and tacky wigs, they were blonde, pink, like they were different colors. It was just horrible.
Oh damn. So tell me how that works, Melody. Like, do they like buy the wig and then dip it in pink paint, or do they just sell them like pink wig?
No, they actually just sell them like that. Like they actually go into the wig store, look at the wigs and say, I want this platinum blonde hair. And they be like dark as charcoal, getting a
Holy
platinum blonde wig
with
or a
regular
pink wig.
eyebrows, huh?
Yeah. And
You
like
know what I
long
pictured?
eyelashes.
You know what I pictured, and I shit you not. I don't really fuck with women that wear wigs. I fuck with women with like weaves and sew-ins and shit like that, but not wigs. I pictured. You remember how kids with Easter eggs when Easter came around, and you would hard boil the eggs, and you give it to them. They had this dye packet, and then they stir it in the dye, and
Yes.
they mix the colors and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
That is what I pictured to deal with wigs. I pictured them doing that with their wigs. I
Oh
shit you
man.
not. Like, but it's worse than that. It's worse than that. Why? Because they're doing it on an industrial level. What I'm telling you is they're making regular black wigs, and then there's a big ass pot with 1,000 wigs in it, and some platinum blonde tablet dye, and some big ass fat bitch is stirring all of the wigs like at the same time. She's
Don't
just go for it.
don't forget they putting bleach in it. You gotta bleach the hair
Oh, you
for
gotta
it to
bleach.
turn
But
blonde.
they're
Yeah.
they're putting bleach and blonde inside the pot, and they're stirring it like witches. And then they just hang it on a clothes hanger, dry it, comb it, and sell it to you. And then they walk around with that shit on their head,
Terrible.
wondering why after a guy is tired of fucking them, they're getting dumped. They're getting bags and packages of shit delivered to their job.
And they're putting it on those white mannequin heads
And they're
all around
putting
the
it on a
house.
white mannequin head. Exactly. You hook up with a chick, you think she cool, the hair's cool, everything, the body is decent and shit like that. You think this is what you're getting. You go home to fuck and you see a bald white mannequin head. And then she says, let me get ready. And she takes the hair off of her head and puts it on the mannequin. So now the mannequin has hair and she don't. And you're sitting there with your dick out. Like, what the fuck just happened?
And they really was just popping the wigs off their heads like nothing. Short
Exactly.
braids. Braids that didn't even go past their neck. Like,
Exactly. All right.
and these are dudes they just met. Crazy.
Exactly. They just made a dude like, this is what I look like underneath the wig. Now, the fat one, it's like, listen, if he's gonna fuck the fat chick, then he's gonna fuck the one with the wig too. That's just like, come on. If he's gonna fuck the fat one, then he's gonna fuck the one with the wig as well.
Hmm. That just shows how you guys say like it's sad to say black men don't really have preferences. They'll just fuck anything.
Exactly. Exactly. But I got a feeling that it's probably not like that yet in South Africa. And what they're trying to do is they're trying to normalize it. They're trying
Hmm.
to say all the women have wigs. It's just a style. Get over it. They're trying to get men used to wigs, is what they're trying to do. But then Jessica Ann will say, why are they fucking the fat white women?
Because that's the fat white women's hair.
Exactly. It's like if you're going to go fat, at least go not wigless. Yeah, this is South Africa. Tommy, I think it was Tommy Sotomayor that showed me a clip of a bunch of African women at the city dump, And if y'all ever been to the city dump, I used to have to go. I used to have to go because back in the day, back in the 80s in Oakland, I don't know if my grandpa was cheap and he had to pay for it, or if they just didn't do it and everybody went to the dump. But we would fill up the truck with garbage, and either my father or my uncles would drive the truck to the city dump, where me and my cousins would get in the back and take the garbage out the truck and dump it. We're dumping garbage into the dump yard. I shit you not. We used to have to do that manually, like
Wow.
true garbage men or garbage boys. And we did it in our fucking old shoes. That's how I know. My dad would say some shit like, put your old shoes on. Like, oh shit, we're going to the motherfucking dump. We're going to the motherfucking dump yard. So I know even now, it's well past the 80s. I know what that shit smells like. I know what that shit feels like. It feels sticky. I know what this shit is like. I know what a city dump is like, and the shit's fucking disgusting. And I'm a kid, keep in mind, like I played in the dirt all day.
I was
And
gonna say, how old were you?
I was maybe like 8. I want to say like 8,
Oh, that's
around
messed
that
up.
age. Yeah. So, and my cousins were younger. So, and I was doing it since I was younger. That's around 8 when it stopped. So I know what that shit is like. I know what a city dump is like. And Tommy showed this clip of African chicks digging for used weaves out of the city dump. Shit was fucking awful.
Wow.
The shit was fucking awful.
Tommy be finding exclusive shit.
Well, he's big enough to where people send it, you know.
Yeah.
So like you perusing through the internet and you see a chick dig a weave out of a dump, out of the city dump, an African city dump. You're gonna send that shit to Tommy, and Tommy's gonna report on it. And yeah, so basically, some guys is fucking a woman with sewed in garbage into her hair, with garbage sewed into her hair.
That's
Yeah,
just gross.
but he's not an incel. He is literally fucking a garbage pail kid. Okay.
That's just nasty.
Oh shit, you too young to know what a garbage pail kid is. But
Yeah, I never heard of that.
so before they had Pokemon, they had garbage pail kids. Uh,
Garbage pail kids.
yeah, so it was like not Yogimon. Before they had Yu-Gi-Oh, they had garbage pail kids, and it was just like a set of collector cards that you traded with other kids and shit like that. And it was a lot of fun. In fact, if I kept my collection, I probably had like a lot of money for it. I'm pretty sure people would buy some shit like that. This is like old school shit.
Damn, he said 1986. Damn.
Yeah, yeah, that's about right.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. So we all used to have those cards. You know, like it came with a stick of gum. You go to the store, you ask your parents, like, hey, let me get a stick of garbage pail kids and or a pack of garbage pail kids. I think it was like 25 cents. Because I remember trading it. I remember trading them. So it came 5 to a pack. And you would trade it for a nickel, maybe even if a dime if it's a good one or something like that. And that's how much you cost. You just divided the cost. Um, and but I was thinking, see, because I'm a nerd, I used to think and do shit that was out of the realm of regular kids.
Hmm.
To give me an advantage over the kid. Like I give you an example, right? And I noticed that kids don't do this, but um, I used to in my head do any, mini, miny, mo like beforehand, so I know if I would get picked or not. Like I shit you not, like when the kids would line up and put their shoe in a circle, I would do it ahead of time, like any, mini, miny, mo, and then I'm like, okay, so I'm gonna put my foot here.
Yeah, you're not the only one who did that.
Oh
I
no,
did that
okay, that's
too.
good. I'm not the only one, so I'm not a weirdo.
Yeah.
I did that shit.
Yeah,
So
no.
I used to do that, and then I realized that whoever was Mo on the first go around, like any, mini, miny, Mo,
Hmm.
it was always that person that would ultimately get picked. So I used to time it for that reason. So I used to do a lot of shit. And what I realized with the Garbage Pail Kids is that you got the gum for free. So say you spend a quarter, right? And you go out and get yourself a pack of Garbage Pail Kids and you sell each one of them for a nickel. That's a free stick of gum. Aha. Aha. So yeah. Now it really didn't pan out like that in real life, but that was my plan to get free gum.
Yeah.
All right. You don't
Is it
know.
is it
You,
true
you
that gum was not gum. What do you call that? Yeah, candy was a penny at one point.
Yeah, but it was really cheap. I mean, and it could have been like before my day. No, salute Jessica. It could have been before my day, but yeah, they had what's called penny candy, but it wasn't like good. Like you could get like a nice my favorite was Jolly Rancher.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm old as fuck. I'm old as fuck
I
when
was
you think
gonna
about it.
say that.
But no, I'm not as old to where regular candy. I know what Melody's talking about. She's probably talking about like the boomers and shit, where regular candy. But no, penny candy was just like something that okay, when you go to a grocery store or something and you scoop like a bunch of them out, that was penny candy.
Okay, and then it would count them. Each one would be a penny.
Yeah, exactly. But since you're buying it by like a scoopful, but you wouldn't like go to a store with 1 penny and say, "Give me a candy," and the kid is satisfied with whatever came out. That's like getting one M&M or some shit like that. You know.
Yeah, because the way my sister told the story, she's 41 and she's like, yeah, I used to go with like 50 pennies and get 50 pieces of candy. I'm like, really?
Oh, yeah, exactly. So you get pieces. Like you could do that. It's the same thing, but you needed 50 cents. She wouldn't have been happy. You can ask your sister. She wouldn't have been happy if she got one candy. Like if she
Right.
actually spent the penny, she wouldn't have been happy. No,
Mm-mm.
see, I'm younger than you. New by the time I was of now later buying age, I was it was 10 cents. And they had like some other candy that was generic now laters called rockers, and they were 5 cents. So they had like generic annihilators that was 5 cents. They don't sell those anymore. In fact, I don't even see annihilators being sold that much anymore either.
They sold them by the piece, the now laters, for 5
No,
cents.
no, no. 5 cents will get you like a little pack of five.
Okay.
So candies you don't see much anymore was annihilators and mambas. You know, um,
Yeah.
you don't really see those candies anymore. And you probably never seen it in your whole life.
I don't know what a mamba is. I know now laters, but mamba, I never heard of that.
Yeah, mambas is that's also like a generic. It's mambas is like Starburst but smaller and like slightly less flavorful.
Okay.
Yeah. Um, so Big League Chew, which is like fake chewing tobacco, but it's gum. I don't see that anymore. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
oh, oh, there was a candy that dipping sticks. So you took out the stick, and it was made out of candy,
Mm-hmm.
and then you lick it and you dip it into like this Kool-Aid type thing, and you suck the flavor off of that. That was a candy, and I don't see that anymore. Now, what
Yeah.
I do see, and this is my favorite part of, oh, okay, I'll check because I do go to a dollar store to get soap and shit, so I'll check.
Oh, they still have
Yeah,
them?
fund it. Well, somebody said that they sell them in the dollar store.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah, I never seen
so
them.
so it's called Fun Dip. Yeah, so Fun Dip was a goodie. Let's see what else. But what they still have, which is a a layover from my childhood, is the Sour Patch Kids. Or
Oh
not Sour Patch Kids,
yeah.
but Sour Powers. Um, that's a layover from my childhood. And they come in various forms now. They come in like rips, where it's just flattened out. Um, so they come with that and what else? What else? Jolly
Th-
Rancher. Jolly
oh
Rancher
yeah.
is my shit.
I like Jolly Ranchers.
Jolly Ranchers is my shit. Now, get this. In junior high, just so y'all know how old I am, in junior high, girls would take a plastic spoon, right? And they would do something. I don't know what exactly they were doing, whether it involved microwave or running water on it or shit like that. But they would manipulate the Jolly Rancher in a way to where it became like a sucker, like a really big sucker. And then they would do that and come to school and sell it to the boys. So they used to do that back in the day. It took like 5 of the Jolly Rancher sticks and they wrapped it around a spoon. And yeah.
I
And
never heard of
maybe
that.
this is the Oakland thing. Or ask your sister. Because
I'm
before you.
gonna ask her.
Yeah.
Yeah, but when I was little, it was a couple of things. I don't know if you had these. You would put it in your. It's like the powder you would pour in your mouth.
Well, that's fun dip. That's what I was talking about.
Oh, okay. Well, they had that, and then
Okay.
they also had the ones that pop in your mouth. You know what those are?
Yeah, Pop Rocks. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, they had that. And then when I was a little girl, we had like the Spice Girls lollipops. See, I was a Spice Girl fanatic. I love the Spice Girls, so I used to get like the candy, the dolls, everything.
Okay.
But yeah, stuff like that they had.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if you know about that.
Um, I remember the Pop Rocks. I don't know the candy that you're talking. I remember like Push a Push Pop. I remember Ring Pops. But basically, these were just like gimmicks. These were just gimmicks to to it's the same pop, but they like okay, if we make it into a ring form that don't fit anybody's hand, kids will buy it. It's just some bullshit.
Oh, they still make those. They make ring pops. They make lemon heads.
I know.
Remember? Lim-
It's these are candies that don't translate to adulthood because it's
Mhm.
bullshit.
Yeah.
It is. It's bullshit. Tootsie Rolls is bullshit. Black YouTube fanatic. So I didn't buy it, but Tootsie Rolls is like fake ass chocolate. Just like the stuff inside Reese's is not peanut butter, some fake shit. Tootsie Rolls is bullshit. Boston baked beans is shit.
What is that?
I don't think that they have it anymore. So like right next to the lemon heads would be Boston baked beans. It tastes like shit. You know what it is? It's a fucking insult. Like if I didn't like a kid, and every now and again I come across like a kid I surely don't like, I would fucking give him Boston baked beans, and like make him or her eat it, and compliment me and say thank you. Like, and I'll just stand there like, what do you say? I just gave you some candy. Like I would do that just to fuck with his soul, just like when my auntie used to give me motherfucking jaws.
You so mean.
I remember that shit, Auntie. I remember that shit. That's why I fucked you up when I became an adult every Christmas. I remember that shit. I'll never forget. What in the fuck am I gonna do with a pack of draws? My parents give me draws. What in the fuck? Do you think I was just walking around drawless and I want a pack of your fucking draws? Why in the hell would you give me He-Man draws and not He-Man action figure? They cost the same. You are just a fucked up human being. You buy little boys' underwears. What in the fuck? What in the entire fuck? Who in the hell got draws for an event, Christmas or your birthday? Who in the fuck got draws and you had to say thank you, but you really wondering what the fuck is wrong with this adult?
I cried one year because one of my aunts bought me a pack of training bras. And
What?
I was only like 5 or 6, and I didn't want them, so I cried. I wanted to, I wanted something to play with.
Who in the hell? Listen, some people are not qualified to be fucking aunts and uncles.
I was like, what?
You read my whole Christmas list, and there wasn't draws was not on that motherfucker. I know that. I don't remember my Christmas list, but I know I wasn't a kid that wrote draws. I was a kid, even before I was entirely literate, I would just like copy what I seen because they had like a Toys R Us back when Toys R Us was a thing. They had the catalog. and the adults would give that to us, and we would make the list best as we can from that. And never was it draws there because it was a Toys R Us catalog, not a fucking Draws R Us catalog. What? Who? You didn't even read the list. What the fuck is wrong with you? Yeah, Spider-Man draws. They like, look, it got Spider. I don't give a fuck. Spider-Man has Spider-Man on it. Like the Spider-Man web shooter has Spider-Man on it. The Spider-Man mask has Spider-Man on it. The Spider-Man action figure has Spider-Man on it. Why the fuck you give me draws?
Yeah.
I would rather Spider-Mans than a fucking pair of draws. Because you could trade it. You could trade it for another kid's action figure. But see, Spider-Man wasn't so in my day, a long time ago in the 80s, in my day, there were three things that you could buy a young boy. And it was a vast army of this shit. There was a G.I. Joe, a Transformer, or a He-Man. Those were the three things. And there's like a wide variety of Transformers you could get me, a wide variety of G.I. Joes, the action figure, and the accessories, the trucks and shit that they drive in. There's a wide variety of He-Mans that you could give me, including the battle cats and the mobile command units. Well, not a G.I. Joe, but the vehicles. And you mean to tell me through all that shit, you walk past the toy section to the draw section to get me some motherfucking draws? I fucked her up every Christmas when I became an adult and got some coins in the bank. Fuck you. A kid will do not give your kids draws. They will never forget that shit. They'll be in their fucking 40s remembering that shit.
Or training bras.
Or training bras, exactly. Okay. I appreciate the super chat, New. Appreciate the super chat. No, you said used to dip the dipsticks in Kool-Aid packs. Yeah. I used to sneak Kool-Aid and eat it raw. I don't remember at least using a dipping stick for it. But yeah, I used to just pour it in my mouth or
now that's hood.
Finger in it. Yeah, it is hood.
That's hood.
Oh, I forgot about Thundercats. You're right. Yeah. Silverhawks was generic, but yeah. I mean, I fuck with a Silverhawk. But
did you used to drink sugar water?
No.
And syrup sandwiches?
Well, it was peanut butter and syrup sandwiches, but not sugar water. No, I'm not gonna drink like Kool-Aid pack in it.
Did you eat it because you had to or because you wanted to?
You talking about the syrup sandwich, the peanut butter and syrup?
Yeah.
No, I just ate it when it wasn't no jelly. We just used syrup. I actually preferred that over the jelly.
Oh.
Yeah. But no, what I want to say. Oh, so I didn't make my own stuff when I was a kid. So see, the household I grew up in, the boys took, just like I told you before, the boys took out the garbage. So we would actually have to go to the city dump and ride there on the back of a garbage truck with actual garbage in it and our old shoes, and then dump the shit out. But it'll be like my female cousins or aunties that did all the cooking, including making the Kool-Aid and making the peanut butter sandwiches. Like I shit you not, even when I was like a kid, like old enough to make my own sandwich, the woman in the house made the sandwiches for me. That's how I grew up. That's why I talk like. That's why I say, get me a sandwich. That's why I talk like that. I would take out the trash and mow the lawn, or depending on how young I was, like sweep the grass up after an adult mowed the lawn. I would be out there like sweeping the grass up. I would have to do shit like that, and the women never had to get dirty. They would make the peanut butter sandwiches and shit. And it tripped me out because one of my cousins, who's the same age as me, she would put the recommended amount of sugar in the Kool-Aid, and that's how I know she did it. Like, how fucking square is that? How fucking square is that? I'm like, you're a kid just like me. What are you, counting calories or some shit? What the fuck? Who in the fuck put 2 cups of sugar in a Kool-Aid?
Why do people make Kool-Aid so sweet? I never had Kool-Aid that tastes normal.
Because I'm a kid and I like sweet Kool-Aid. What in the fuck? You're a kid too. Why are you putting like regular amount of sugar in the Kool-Aid? What the fuck is wrong? It used to freak me the fuck out. And that's how I knew she made it, because it didn't have enough sugar. Even the adults knew, that we're kids and we want more sugar in our Kool-Aid. What in the fuck? I, at first I thought that it was just like 2 cups of sugar left in the box, but nope, that was just some weird shit. That was just some weird ass shit.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I guess you're not cool enough either, Melly, because you want regular amount of sugar. Listen, if you want regular amount of sugar, then you get sugar sweetened Kool-Aid, because it already has the right amount of sugar in it. People buy the packs because they want to increase their sugar intake.
Well, no, I used to like a lot of sugar, but I'm saying every time you went to somebody's house, it was like more sugar than Kool-Aid, more sugar than Kool-Aid and water. Like it just tastes like you was drinking pure sugar.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, on our next movie review, because I know you don't watch TV growing up and you're a lot younger, so this movie is before you were born. But for our next movie review, we could do House Party 1. We'll do House
Okay.
Party 1. And this was before your day. I think this movie came out in like 1990 or some shit. So, and there's some Kool-Aid shit going on there too. So
Okay.
yeah, you'll find
Yeah, we
out.
can do that.
Yeah, I'll see if they have it somewhere so you can watch it. Um,
Okay.
but let's continue with this movie. So the chick meets her ex-husband, um, you know, for lunch, and then she says, so what? Are you going to cheat on your wife with me? Um, and then he said, "Are you offering?" And then she gets up and leaves. Like, wait a minute, you came all this way. You basically offered him pussy because you said, "Are you going to cheat on your wife with me?" Like, that's an offer. That's an invitation. Like, are you going to take it? But he was joking, and she got up to walk away. And then he stands up and makes a scene and says, "I'm getting a divorce." Or no, he said, "I got a divorce." And I'm like, really, nigga? Really? You didn't even give it a year? You just divorced your wife who has a wig? And and when she asked you why, the reason is because you fell in love with this other chick with a wig. Now keep in mind they never really say what she did to make this man fall in love, because they don't really have to put in effort according to these movies. You just have to be as fucked up as you. You never have to grow or self-improve to get the guy to fall in love with you. You just have to be yourself, and he gets married and leaves his wife for you somewhere in mid-June. Now, he left his wife not knowing if he was going to get with you. He like left his wife and got slapped in the apartment. And then after she just slapped the shit out of you, you're like, okay, I'm going to try to make this chick my wife. So I left my wife of 7 years to get with a chick that I've been with for 2 months while seeing my wife. And then, um, and then get with this chick because her head is oh so good when the wig is off. You know. So they decide to get back together because nothing could go wrong from this, right? This is the best idea that both of them ever had. Okay, so let's see. Moving on to the next scene, and let me find out what that is, and then I'll hand it to you. Um,
Okay. Start it off when you find it, because it's really cloudy.
yeah, I understand. So this is the pitch. Don't blame Melody, by the way, because because the movie reviews I do is normally shit like House Party. It's normally like shit that I've seen over and over and over again, and the shit's like embedded in my memory. I hit Melody up the other day to watch this, and told her to watch this, and we'll do a movie review because y'all know she about to start a channel soon, so subscribe. And I'm like, this will get you one-on-one practice. So I was like, let's do a movie review on this. I was gonna do it by myself, but I think this would be good for you because you're single and This is about single women and sisterhood and shit like that. So the next scene is she's about to pitch the guy whose shoes she threw up on. So you want to take that one? She's about to do the sales pitch.
Go ahead and take this one. I'll do the next one.
Okay. So she pitches the rapper whose shoes she threw up on, this her sales idea. Now they don't go into details of what the idea is, but it's spectacular. Now in this meeting, it seems to be three black women and the white guy. Because that's just anyway. Anyway. These are corporate women. So one of the extras chick, and this is my first time really noticing her because she's an extra. She's supposed to just blend in with the background, is way hotter. Is way hotter. And if you want a freeze frame on her, it's at 1 hour, 13 minutes, and 22 seconds. If you freeze it right there, if you have Netflix, this is on Netflix. If you have Netflix and you freeze it right there, she's the one in the purple. Now, I have a weak spot for chokers, and y'all know why. I have a weak spot for chokers, and she is wearing a purple choker to go with her purple, her purple shirt, and her purple shirt goes with her big ass titties. So an extra is hotter than a leading lady by far. But the jawline nigga is never gonna go for the extra. He wants this chick because wig. Anyway, so he pitches the idea to this guy, and because she is oh so successful, he loves it. Now her whole job was riding on the fact that, he would take the pitch. If he didn't, she would get fired for being the bitch that threw up on his shoes and losing the account. But she got it, and she gets to stay in the new apartment that she just moved into while being written up. Ironic, isn't it? But bad writing. So during the meeting, she gets a bunch of balloons and teddy bear and shit like that, And in front of her boss and the client, she goes crazy. And keep in mind, for whatever reason, the secretary, who's a white woman, the secretary interrupts the meeting to give her balloons and shit. She could have just put it on her desk, but no, she had to interrupt the meeting to do this. See, in these movies, work is never work. Work is never work. How many people had a job that they truly fucking hated? That they truly fucking hated. How many people wanted to meet their boss in prison? I'm not talking about like if you're working in a coal mine or some shit like that. How many people like work in an office and you really hate your fucking job? You just want to like fucking like kung fu the shit out of your boss. See, I'm gonna tell y'all who gave the best description of work that I ever heard in my fucking life. It was the movie Office Space. When dude said, every day I go to work is worse than the previous day, which means that every day that you see me is the worst day of my life. And he's like, so you mean to tell me that today was the worst day of my life? That is work. When you go in and every day is the worst fucking day of your life. And he actually left the office to get, he had the same job I do, software engineer. He was working on the Y2K project. Now it was before my time, but that was his job. And he fucking hated it. But according to these movies, these bitches have these amazing jobs that they get paid to be on the internet and give presentations and to be cute and pitch a client and the client always loves it. They're real estate agents and they always sell a house. They never have down periods or anything like that. Everything is just perfect. And they get balloons and shit delivered in the meeting. And you don't care because your boss is just so cool with it. Those of you who've seen Office Space, imagine getting a box of chocolates, from your girlfriend, when with Lumberg is giving a meeting, when Phil Lumberg is giving a meeting, and you just get a goodie and interrupt the meeting, like right in the middle of him talking about your TPS reports. That's work. That is fucking work. But see, they don't want to tell the young women that, because then the young women wouldn't give up romance for a goddamn degree. They're not going to tell these young women that you're going to go to school for 6 years, you're going to get your master's, and you are going to wind up in a shitty ass job where every day is worse than the previous day. And this will happen for the rest of your life if you do not find a penis to suck. And you will still be sucking penis. So she gets a bunch of balloons and shit at her job in the meeting. She interrupts the meeting, because she just got the sale. This is the meeting that her job relies on. She interrupts because she's seen the balloons and teddy bears and shit. And she's like, oh, boss, client, everybody else, wait for a minute while I read who this is coming from. I won't put this off until later. And she realized that it came from, her ex, and she starts stabbing the balloons like a maniac in front of her boss, client, etc., etc., etc. Now, if this were a normal person, or if this was real life, the dude would have been like, look, that was a great pitch, but this is a crazy bitch, and I'm out. Fuck you, fuck your company. Y'all got crazy balloon stabbing bitches in here. Fuck that. But of course, this is Fantasyland where everything Black woman does is right. And there's always a dick at the end of the rainbow, and guys leave their wives for you, even though for a chance to get with you through dinner or lunch. Like that's a real thing in movie land. Like, oh yes, I left my wife. I was hoping to get with you afterwards. Like, yeah, that happens. Rich jawline niggas is always there like that for you, right? All you have to do is wear your best wig. So let's see. That's that scene. She goes out and he begs her, and she takes him back. Now let me see what comes after that. So the fat chick is getting closer to the bartender guy. Oh, and then she realized. Now get this. So she realizes that her fat friend now has a boyfriend. Now I want to point something out. To you, to everybody. The bar that they go to is downstairs from where they live. So they live like in a apartment building, and like at the very bottom floor is the bar. That's what it seems like. So their life, the entirety of their life is surrounded by their apartment. It's like right there. Her friends, and by friends, I mean her friend, her only friend in the world, lives in that apartment building. The only place that they go to is right downstairs from that apartment building, where her friend's boyfriend works. Everything is that apartment building. So she goes to that nightclub. Now keep in mind it's during the day. So this is just bad writing. So apparently he manages, a bar and nightclub that he works at for 20 hours a day. He's there during the day and he's there at night. because everybody pulls in 18-hour shifts and still don't get laid. So she finds out that they are boyfriend and girlfriend, and she is pissed. Take it, Melody.
Okay, so she finds out they're boyfriend and girlfriend.
Hmm.
And she got pissed. So I'm trying to think of the part it was at. Is that the part where she moved out? Where she moved back out?
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's the part where she called her friend. So she said to her friend, the difference between you and her is that she's getting paid. Or the difference between you and a whore is that a whore get paid. You just gives it up for free. Now, I want to point out that the friend who encouraged her to be single, the fat friend who was like single, single, oh so single, 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 oh so single. It's great. It's great. You do anything you want. You can do what you wanna do when you're single. She basically broke it down like that. She made the single life seem like the greatest thing since sliced stick. And then come to find out, she actually was looking for a relationship. And she's in one that she kept from her.
But
So she, hmm?
I was gonna say I don't think she really cared about her relationship. The
What do
skinny
you mean?
girl didn't really care about the skinny girl didn't really care about the fat girl's relationship. It was the fat girl who cared about her relationship more, right?
Elaborate, please.
No, because I'm confused. The part you're talking about is when the fat girl was mad at her or the skinny girl was mad at the fat girl for her relationship.
So the skinny girl was mad at the fat girl first. And then the skinny girl, because she was mad, she said, um, is this she said that the only difference between you and a whore is that you give it up for free. And then the fat girl got mad and told her to get out the apartment.
Okay. All right. Now I know what part now.
But yeah, but it seemed like it was the fat girl's goal to make sure that the skinny girl would be alone and miserable while she has her boyfriend.
Right.
And the reason why she does this is because she don't want to live in a situation where the skinny, knowing that the skinny girl can take the boyfriend from her at any given time. Yeah, exactly, Double D. All right, so let's see. They have their exchange. They do the montage where they're in a relationship. Ah, I know you remember this one, Melody.
Okay.
So the double date, the double date between the fat chick, her new bae, and the skinny chick and her jawline nigga.
Okay. Yeah, I do remember that part. Is that the part when it was at the karaoke place?
Exactly. Yeah. And the guy that was singing, he looks mighty familiar. I'm not gonna say who,
Oh,
but
can I say it?
I'm not gonna say. Oh, you know too. I'm not gonna say who, but he looks
Okay.
mighty familiar.
Yes. He looked like somebody in his space.
Yes, who's also in Africa. Okay, so all right, now let's see. So they have their double date. Go ahead.
Okay. Trying to remember. So they had their double date
Hmm.
and basically the skinny girl was is happy in her relationship now after they went through everything. And the fat girl was sitting there the whole time mad because she didn't want the skinny girl to be happy with this guy at all. So
Hmm.
the whole time she's like me mugging them while they're over there like smiling, laughing and stuff like that.
Hmm.
And even her friend was like, "Yo, what's up? Like, chill." He even knew that she was hating on them.
Right.
But yeah, so she sat there the whole time mad and then finally she got up. Wait, I don't want to skip anything. They saw that there was tension, so they was like, "All right, how about we go up and sing a song?"
Mhm.
right? That's how it happened.
Right.
So then she got mad and just she stormed out, right?
Mhm.
Did I miss anything?
No, no, you're right.
Yeah, she got mad and she stormed out. So the skinny girl followed after her, ran outside after her and everything, and then they exchanged some words. They got into an argument.
Hmm.
So then the girl told her to come get her clothes, the rest of her clothes, and get out.
Yeah, and she did.
And
Now,
she did.
now, here, let me find the timestamp because I'm scrolling through it, and when she packed all of her stuff to go out, she had all of her boxes. Guess what was on top of all of her boxes?
That wig head?
Yes, a wig
Yeah.
mannequin with no wig on it because the wig is on top of her head. Everywhere she goes, she takes her wig mannequin. What in the fuck is it? They're trying to normalize that shit. They want black men to just say, you know something, having a woman having a severed white head mannequin in her possession is just a natural part of womanhood. They want us to get used to that shit. That shit would freak me the fuck out.
It
I
was
got a
weird
feeling that it
looking.
stares at you. I got a feeling that it stares at you. Because, like, think about it. They put it on their nightstand or something, and it's probably just facing towards you to where when you wake up, the first thing you see is a fucking white mannequin, bald head looking at you. And then you get that jolt and you look away, and then what you see next to you is a bald bitch in your bed with all of her hair packed underneath a motherfucking wave cap like yours. You still groggy when you wake up. You thought that a nigga and his white friend, one snuck into your bed and the other one is staring at you, waiting for you to wake up. That's the first thing that would come to my mind. That shit is sick. That shit is sick and creepy as hell. Wake up next to Tiffany Haddish. Oh God.
You need to do a show on her.
She has no idea where she stands on the sexual marketplace hierarchy. She offered Leonardo DiCaprio some pussy and she thought he'd take it.
Yeah, she's low budget, definitely.
But she doesn't realize it because brothers have no standards. So she was made to feel that she was the shit until she took her pussy into a different market. And he was just trying to say no thank you without seeming racist. That is the state of your pussy. The shit is awful. I mean, because just by virtue of not being fat, she's the shit. But she has like, what the fuck is that on her face? She has like a science experiment going on. Like, what the fuck is that? Is that
No,
the pupil stage? Is
let's
that
keep it real.
what's
She
that?
hit the wall hard.
Yeah, that's the pupil stage. Now, that being said, she did do the shit with that banana. I'm not gonna lie. With the banana and the grapefruit and the banana scene would get her some penis in that one hole only. In that one hole only. Only. Because that was some shit. That
Yeah.
was that, but that's it. Like outside of that, that's it. And that's not enough for Leonardo DiCaprio. It's enough for Game Changer. It's enough to give Game Changer head. It is.
I wouldn't even take it if I was a guy.
Yeah. I mean, the moment you find like another banana grapefruit chick, then that's it. And she told everybody. She told everybody her secret in the movies. All right, so they back together. They do the whole montage. He's happy with the whole funnel thing, whatever she got going on there, and he's comfortable with them. You know, he's comfortable with her shaving her armpit in front of him while he's taking a shit. I'm wondering why she's not uncomfortable. Oh, she brushing her teeth. Don't brush it. Do not brush that shit. Do not brush your teeth while somebody else is shitting. I
That's
want to
cringy.
smell and taste minty freshness, not shit. And I don't want to hear it hit the water. Like it's all kind of stuff going on. And like if you're like me, if you're like me, you gotta hold your dick up when you take a shit or else it'll touch the water. So it's all kind of uncomfortableness. There I am sitting down with my dick in my hand so it don't touch the water, and you come in and brush your teeth. That's just what the fuck? What the entire fuck? So you're a woman and you don't know what the fuck the funnel is. I got a feeling. So it's called the Diva Cup. I seen it on some other feminist ass bullshit movie. It's called the Diva Cup. What does it do? I have no fucking clue. I thought women knew. I never seen one, like with a chick. I never seen one. I personally don't want to. I don't like that's just some weird shit. So
I
apparently,
know what it is.
all right. Go for it. Don't gross me out because I haven't eaten dinner. But please,
Okay, I'm not okay. I won't gross you out. Forget it.
okay, okay.
I'll tell you later.
Yeah, Google it. Google it. Yeah. So I'll send me a message and I'll read it after I eat.
Okay.
Because what in the fuck? Y'all got funnels now? I mean, I know the basics just in case. Listen, see, and that's why I don't want to be a single father either. I feel bad for complex design because his daughter one day is going to say, Daddy, can I have a funnel? It's going to be like, what the fuck? The
You
fuck?
know what it is.
Huh?
I said you know what it is.
I swear I don't. I swear
Okay,
I
put it
don't.
this way.
Like one idea comes to mind, and that's so bizarre and fucked up that I don't even want to think about it. I like hope it's not that. I hope it's something else that make more sense.
Well, it's when a woman is on her monthly.
Oh, I assumed it has something to do with that. Okay.
She used that instead of a pad or
Where
a
does it
tampon.
go?
You just sit it up in there, and the blood will go in it. And once it fills up, you change it.
Oh, so the funnel is not open on the end.
No, I've never used it, but I know what it is.
Holy shit. Holy shit.
Yeah,
God,
I use
you're
tampon.
supposed to fucking message me that. What the fuck? God.
Sorry. Sorry.
So it all collects inside the cup, and then like at the end of it, you just take it out, and it's all that shit, all that
Mhm.
shit, all that shit.
Mhm. It's gross. I would rather use a
Holy
tampon.
God. She is putting that in the dishwasher. Fellas, if y'all see that shit, notice she's putting it in the dishwasher. Run. She is putting that motherfucker in the dishwasher. She's putting the shit in the dishwasher. Everything you eat was washed with that shit. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh
He
shit.
is
Oh
grossed
shit.
out.
Oh shit. Oh God. Oh God.
It's okay, GC.
Oh. Oh shit. Oh God. It's in the dishwasher. I'm picturing it now in my brain. God damn. It's in there with the spoons. Fuck. 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 God damn, that's disgusting.
Yeah.
Holy shit. And I actually thought it was something else. I so and it was worse than what I thought. God damn.
Mm-hmm. A lot worse.
Holy shit. It's in the dishwasher right now.
Oh, you're watching that part?
No, this wasn't in the movie. This was me picturing in my head. Fellas, if y'all see that, then know that she puts it in the motherfucking dishwasher. Just know that. All the dishes, dude. All the dishes, my dude. Everything you eat and drink and shit has a little bit of that on it. But yeah, like somebody said, I thought it was a pee kind of because some of these feminist chicks want to pee standing up, so they get like a funnel, or they call it a go girl thing, and they piss. They do fucking retards. That's just disgusting, and this is more disgustinger. This is more disgusting. Who in the fuck thinks up this shit?
I don't know, but I never thought it was smart.
Who in the fuck thinks up this shit? And that means that they just walking around with a period funnel that's full of blood in their pussy for the duration of their period. This shit is fucking disgusting.
I'm sorry. I should have texted you like you told me to. My bad.
Yeah, yeah. Just hit me on the hangout. So I would have ate it after dinner. I'm not even gonna eat like tonight. Well, I
Just
probably
don't
was,
think
but
about it.
I was gonna make some tacos with paste picante sauce, but I'm not now.
Why don't you make some spaghetti?
No, I'm not gonna make anything red. No ketchup, no salsa, no nothing. And I like it. I like tacos with paste picante sauce, not the stuff that's made in New York City. But that's some god damn. God damn. And he's okay with it. He's okay with the shit because he's in love. Fuck that. Fuck that. Keep the shit a secret. What in the entire fuck? And it was a lot worse than what I thought. Okay, so hold on. Let me go to the next thing.
What did you think it was? A sex toy?
No, I thought it was a pee. I thought that I thought it, like I told you, I thought it was one of those things that the women piss into, and then it comes out, and they can pretend like they have a penis, so they can pee stand up because there's some fucking weirdo. No, I thought it was that, which is bad by itself.
But better than what you thought it was. I mean, better than what it is.
Oh, what it is just infinitely worse, infinitely fucking worse. I'm so happy I haven't came across a chick. Is it new?
No, it's been out for a while. But most women just don't use it. We use tampons.
Like a normal fucking person.
Yeah, tampons is the cleanest thing to use. Pads are not even clean. I don't like pads.
Well, I don't. It just seems regular. Like that, I understand, and I grew to understand. But this is some new shit. Just like when your dick first hit an in vitro thing, or not? Is that in vitro? Whatever that shit is, where they put it upside you and tie it in a knot or something like that.
Oh, so you don't get so you don't get I mean, so you don't get pregnant
Yeah, exactly.
or
When
your period.
when your dick first hit that is some bullshit. That is some bullshit. Whoever came out with that was not the best idea.
Wait, so you telling me your dick hit one?
Yeah, yeah, and it sends like a shock throughout your entire manhood, but more like you don't just feel like I felt it in my shoulder. Like the shit's all kind of fucked up.
Damn.
All right, where was I? All right, so see, I hate that my reviews is longer than the movie. All right, so all right, so she is she spies on him again, and he is making some secret plans. He's making some secret plans, and she overhears that he's meeting some chick in a hotel somewhere. So he's probably about to break up with her again on her birthday. You want to take it from there?
Yeah. So her and her friend once again goes to spy on him in a hotel. When they get there, his parents are there and they're planning for a surprise birthday party. So then
Uh-huh.
she started practicing on how to act surprised because she didn't want him to know that she knew.
Mm-hmm.
So when she went to the birthday party, they said surprise and she was excited and he got down on one knee and proposed to her. That was part of the secret.
Mm-hmm.
And her best friend was looking at her like, you better not. Like, no, no, don't do it. So basically, when he said, would you marry me? She said no and ran off. And her friend ran after her. Take it from there.
Yeah, I'll take it from there. Now,
Okay.
so basically, in front of his friends, family, and everybody on her birthday, he got on one knee and proposed, and she said no in front of everybody. Now, keep in mind that when she met him, she had just got rejected on Valentine's Day in front of her whole office. And she's like, how can men do this? And then you fast forward, and she does the same thing, but worse. And then she's like, you already had a wife and you cheated on your wife. It's like, yes. And since then, you have been sucking my dick and I have been fondling your funnel. So I think that we should be past that. But you wait till I propose in order to, do this shit again. So hold on. Fast forward, fast forward. She's crying. Fast forward, fast forward. Let's see. Let's see. The fat friend breaks up with the barkeep for no reason, and then she gets back with him also for no reason. But because he's not fucking anybody else, he takes her back. Yeah. Um, and let's see. What's this? What's this one? Oh, okay. So she moves back in with her friend. She moves back in with her friend, and I guess the guy friends her on Facebook or something like that. And
Yeah.
yeah, so that's that. And the movie ends like all black female movie ends with the lead character being single. But she's happy being single.
Yep.
You see, here's the thing. Here's the thing. This is how they get feminist shit through. They try to get black women content with being single. Oh, I'm so happy because I'm single. I'm so happy. This is me, and I'm waiting to exhale, and I'm doing my slow motion hug because I'm single now. And this is me. I am the color purple, and I get together with my sister, and we do me and my sister never part. That's me. Yes, I'm old as fucking ugly as hell and lonely, but I have my sister and we have purple roses in the garden and all I need is me. And so this chick, she gets she gets some white safari guy, who drives her to the middle of nowhere while she sits on the hood of the car and drinks, wine or whatnot, and that's how the movie ends. Now you see, let's just say if white people made movies like this, let's just say if at the end of there's something about Mary, right? And Mary goes to Adam Sandler and say, I don't want to marry you. Get the fuck out, you stalker nigga. And then at the end, they just show her so relaxed and free because she's single. Or what about Father of the Bride? Like, they didn't get together at the end and they was just like, I'm so relaxed and free because I'm single. Calgon, take me away. Where's my funnel? Like, or if on Coming to America, they showed the chick, the light skinned chick from New York, and she's like, oh yes, I'm so happy and free. I left the rich, handsome, soul glow Jerry curl guy, and I left the Prince of Zamunda, but I am so free, and I'm light skinned, and 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 I live happily ever after. You know, like that is modern movies nowadays. Every movie that's written primarily for the black chick is like that. They always end up single and they always pass it off as a happy ending. And she all lived happily ever after. That's bullshit. Bullshit. These bitches are fucking miserable and these movies are leading them astray. And now it's gone international. This is probably the first. This is probably the first of the single bitch brigade movies. This is the sisterhood spreading their bullshit internationally. Oh, and by the way, they mentioned stuff from America there, like Steve Harvey and shit. Like Steve Harvey say that you shouldn't sleep with a guy on the first night. It's like, oh God. Steve Harvey tells you to wait 90 days, which is, like 30 days more than your entire relationship with the dude. So I think he has a bad idea. Anyway, um, so they're already influencing their culture to make it seem like singleness and wigs wigs are normal. It's nothing wrong with being fat. If you're fat and 35, you'll find somebody, and he'll just keep begging and begging and begging, and you'll eventually find happiness. And if you're young and pretty, you can remain single because you know that even if you get fat at 35, the guys will still be there until you find out that it was just a movie. Your job is going to be shitty. Your life is going to be shitty. The club is going to be empty, and you will just be fucked up permanently. Permanently fucked up.
There
But
was so
go for it.
there was so many fucked up messages in that.
Yeah,
It was
it was like a cold. That's why I chose this movie for a review. It was a cauldron of fucked up, of fuck upness. And it's more fucked up now that I know what that fucking funnel is. Like, this chick is fucking disgusting. She is fucking disgusting. Like, she's cute on the outside, but like she just takes off her wig and pulls out a funnel, and just everything about her is shit. No matter where she cleans that funnel, it is fucking disgusting. If it's the bathroom sink where I brush my teeth, the shit is fucking disgusting. If it's on the toilet where I shit my shit, it's disgusting. If it's in the kitchen sink where I wash my potatoes and tomatoes, it's disgusting. If it's in the dishwasher is the most disgusting place it can possibly be. And I bet you that's where it is. And you want to know what's even more fucked up? You want to know what's even more fucked up than that? Now that I know what it is,
just that.
so so on the movie, and Marco, if you're there, you've seen this movie called Black Christmas. It started off with a chick in a sorority house, a white chick. She walks up to another white chick and she said, "Have you seen my diva cup? I can't find it. Where's my diva cup?"
Somebody
And
get out of here. They said that in a movie.
they said that in the movie, and I didn't know what a diva cup. So that was the first time I seen the funnel, and I thought then that was some shit. I thought it was some piss shit. And she said, "I'm about to have a midterm and I need it." And she said, "No, but you can use mine." Holy shit!
Ew.
Holy shit! Holy shit!
They taking it too far with that.
They are sick. They are sick. Whoever invented this shit is sick. And this is product placement. This is a form of advertisement. This is product placement. Whoever is placing this shit in movies is fucking sick. It's sick. They are exchanging fucking period cups. That shit is disgusting. They're trying to normalize shit like that. And then she put it up her pussy right in front of her and in front of everybody in the camera. It's like, holy shit. And that's why I thought it was a pee thing. I thought, like, maybe she had to pee or some shit. But no, it's worse. It's worse. It is a period catcher. It is a fucking period catcher. If somebody, dude, if you ask to borrow one of my condoms and I say, oh no, they all used up, and you dig one of my used condoms out the trash, I'm whooping your ass. I am whooping your fucking ass. If you try to use for just being a nasty ass nigga, if you wash out one of my used condoms and put it on your dick, what the fuck? And we're not friends no more. I can't be friends. What the fuck is the entire fuck? Shit is fucking disgusting. Anyway, this movie is trying to normalize a bloody mess. It's trying to normalize wigs. It's trying to normalize fat. It's trying to normalize singlehood. It's trying to normalize everything. It's trying to normalize like white severed heads in bitches' closets. It's trying to normalize a lot of abnormal shit.
Are you gonna drop the link so people can come up?
I don't even know if people want to come out because the movie reviews, I noticed movie reviews don't really get many hits. And I can understand why, because people either don't care for the movie or they already seen it. Um, or they're gonna watch it, which means that it's they don't want all the spoilers. So I get it, but I have to prepare the people that do watch, the people who do watch, um, for what they're in for.
Exactly.
You know,
I just want to hear everybody's opinion about like the sisterhood and what do they think about the wig heads and the wigs. I want to hear people's opinion.
yeah, yeah, true, true.
Yeah.
I put it out there. But you see, here's the thing. Like, think about the white fairy tales for a second, or the white fairy tales. Think about like Cinderella. Wait, which no, not Cinderella. What's her, Snow White? Think about Snow White, right?
Hmm.
If Snow White was a black woman and they called her Ebony or something like that, and she's pitch black, the movie would play out exactly the same, except the prince wouldn't come, or she would reject the prince.
Yep.
And then they will say that, and then she slept beautifully forever and ever and ever, and had dreams of scrolls and food and hair. And then she fell into a deep, pleasant sleep from which she never awoke. Like that would be the happy ending if a sister wrote Cinderella.
Yep.
If a sister wrote um, or Snow White. But if a sister wrote Cinderella, it
She
would
wouldn't find her prince.
well, she would find her prince, curb him, and then when he comes begging, she would leave him and say, "Oh no, no, I'm gonna get me a job. I'm gonna get my education." And she winds up single, working in a marmalade factory, and living happily ever after. Snow Black and the 100 Nigga Army.
So who said that? Snow Black.
Uh, Snow Black and the 100 Nigga Army.
Wait, I don't see that comment. That's funny.
It's the last one. It'll probably come up on your thing. But yeah, and what else? If Rapunzel, if Rapunzel, like
Oh
Rapunzel,
God.
Rapunzel let down your ebony hair, and then she lets it down, and he tries to climb up, but it detaches because it's a wig.
And it falls off.
It
Or
falls off.
or she'll hold her wig head at the window with the wig on it.
Yeah. Oh, the wig head. They have a they have a white face on it. She just, and then he tries to climb up, but it breaks, and then she say he wasn't strong enough. He can't handle.
Hmm.
He can't handle all this.
For
Holy
real.
shit. Yeah. But fellas and ladies, peep it. It's always all of the movies that are for them, that are made by them for them, or by Tyler Perry for them, or by Terry McMillan for them, like all these movies end with the bitch being single.
Yep.
And they walk and basically the movies isn't about getting relationships. It's about coping with being single. Imagine if imagine Shrek if Fiona was black. Fiona is black.
That's a black name, Fiona.
Exactly. She is black. What are you talking about? That's why at the end they was like, find your true self. And she was an overweight bitch with no hair.
They say Ursula was black too. Ursula from
Oh,
The Little Mermaid.
oh yeah. That's another one. And they're coming out with a black little mermaid, you know, and her quest to swirl
Yep.
will fall to his death. Yeah. Exactly. Like Fiona was black. And it's like, accept your true self. and her true self wasn't overweight. And they're like, wait, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's horrible how they look at the black community. But that's only because black people, that's how they put themselves out there.
Exactly.
So can't be mad at them.
Yep. And Shrek tamed a dragon for that fat ass pussy. Oh, this is hilarious. All right, so I'm gonna close down. You have any final thoughts, Melody?
No, not really. Thanks for having me, though.
Yeah, no worries, no worries. Let me know if you need anything for your channel.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. All right, so I'd like to thank the Cash Apps and Super Chat. Actually, let me check the Cash Apps. It wasn't that many people, but I'll check it. Oh shit, my phone's not charged. All right, if you Cash App, I'm gonna hit you. I'll hit you for it on the next stream. My word, I give you my word. But thank you for the Cash App and Super Chats. I'd like to thank the managers and moderators. I would like to thank those who are listening silently and those who are participating in the chat room. This is Game Changer 00100. Game over. Peace.
Bye.